So very, very good morning to everyone and namaste. Missed you guys last few days where I wasn't there with you. So how has it been going with everyone for Theta Journal? Great. So I want to know, Yogesh, what did you do? Can someone unmute Yogesh? Because today's Friday, the first I will take question answers.
I'll not tell lies early in the morning.
What?
I will not tell lies early in the morning.
Oh, you will not tell lies early in the morning, which means you didn't do anything. So I think
I've written down all the points. I've missed one or two sessions, and I've made a resolution to take it up.
no, but at a thought pattern level, did you do anything? I always see Shilpa writing a lot of notes. So, Shilpa, what did you do? Or you also are like Yogesh that don't want to speak lie in the morning?
Yes, a bit. That is true. I did think about what all was said and told to me, but I did not put it down on paper. But maybe it will take a little time, but I will definitely start. Yeah, because y'all are. It's there in my mind, but I'll.
This is called addiction of only listening and not following.
Yeah. True. I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
Because the purpose was to get it into your everyday routine.
Yeah.
And like not that, because yes, it does sink into us when we are listening to it. It's like reprogramming ourselves. But at the same time, like it's very important that in life that transition happens. Yogesh is showing me, oh, look at my notes also. I've done so much work. I every day see him. He sits, then he gets up, he runs, he takes his headphones. And okay. So first of all, like I want if anybody has any questions regarding it, because it's very important that you understand the concept in totality. There's no point for us to go further into it because it's a vast topic and like we will go on adding points to it and go on doing downloads and everything, but very important that you understand what we want to do. So like does anybody has a question regarding it? And don't start your questions at 9:30, please. Today, if you start your question round at 9:30, we are definitely not going to take it because every time the question day, I think everyone starts it at 9:30. Yes.
This question will be slightly out of the topic, but
Yeah.
I was thinking since last 1 or 2 days, what is the connection between mind and the chakras? We have been doing a lot of chakras and some basic knowledge we have of chakras. But then this question suddenly has cropped up in our mind that what is the relation between mind and chakras, or are they interrelated?
Everything in life is interrelated. So first you define chakras a little bit. If you have to define it in 2 lines, what would that be?
Yeah, chakras are vortex of energy, and they take us to a different level of consciousness. And mind really helps us to of our day-to-day activities.
What is mind?
Outer world. The critical thing is chit, ahankar and all that, but experiences, it helps you to interact with the world in a certain pattern or the way you want.
Okay, so let's simply understand, as you said, chakras are energy vortices or energy centers in the body.
Right.
And it's an unseen force. We cannot see them, right? Our organs, our glands, we cannot see them, but like them being in alignment and being in balance is very, very important for us. At the same time, how this is a physical is separate, but this is the one which is running entire thing. The similar way, mind is not your brain. Mind is again the energy ball. So at the highest point of clairvoyance, people have claimed that to be beginning from your navel, 12 feet in diameter all around you. And that's why when we say that we allow and we surrender. We are careful of our mind, conscious and subconscious. So conscious, subconscious, superconscious, unconscious, all are part of our mind. It doesn't matter. But that entire thing, what we work from the subconscious, is 6,000 times more stronger than what we impact. So what we are doing is, why we changed in the daily theta process also, like initially, if anybody was there in the first week, if they remember, we started guiding you through meditations and we started doing downloads directly, and majority people in the group were complaining of headache and all. So the realization that people's consciousness has not yet reached to the level to be even able to take the divine love. Because if you cannot, how many times in the stories people say that, sakshatkar hua, but I couldn't take that energy. Or if you meet somebody with a very powerful energy, you would either start crying, you will break down, and you do not know why, or your body is shaking, but you feel something very, very powerful and you do not know how to describe it. So imagine, Yogesh, if only by that presence of that person can impact you so much physically. If it is happening to me physically, obviously it would have opened up part of my chakras and everything. So your mind is taking charge and creating new realities for you, automatically gets your chakras into balance. So our chakras can be like, they are rotating in the anti-clocks, which is blocked. They are stagnant. They are not in the rhythm. So whatever way it is required, by your mind having that thought, bringing that awareness to shift that reality. And with the theta healing downloads, when we instill that into your subconscious mind, into your pineal gland, open up a new pathway for it. Automatically, it brings the alignment and balance in your chakras. Everything is very much interconnected. I hope this explains. If you have not, you can further ask me if there's any more question in connection with that.
There is
But
clarity than before. Thank you.
thank you. Is there anyone else who has any questions? I think people have no questions. They have understood the whole concept of Theta Healing Journal so well that none of you started doing it. Not a single person on the group is telling me that this is what I have done. And yet people have no questions. So either everything has gone bumper and nobody has understood the concept at all. Because when people don't ask questions, either it is understood or very well understood. But if nobody is claiming to have been done it, I think nobody has understood it. Let's have a very quick relook at it. Mac, can we please start the slide from day one? So, Vimla, how can you come to know the chakras are going anti-clockwise? So, ideally, there are different ways where, Vimmi. So, Vimmi, we can do it in different ways. You can do it with a pendulum dowsing. Right now on my table, I've moved the pendulum out. Otherwise, I would have shown you how to do that. So we can do it with pendulum dowsing. In Theta, we scan it. So because the Theta healing teaches you how to scan the physical body. It teaches you how to balance the chakras, because the entire process of Theta healing meditation itself is balancing chakras, opening them very, very gently. Because Vayana Stibel, the founder of Theta healing, believes that even intuition, even if we feel that we want to open up our kundalini awakening or intuition opening, that also has to be done in like 11.3 percentage. Like it has to be done in a rhythm, because if suddenly it will open up, you can't take it. So for example, if you say that my third eye chakra was blocked and I opened it completely, I start seeing past, present, and future. Is my consciousness ready for it? Because I start seeing it, probably I can see a lot of negative truth of myself and another person. Probably I can see that this particular day, this person is going to jump, this is going to die, this is going to burn. And it's difficult to be able to take it. So that also opens up as much as we are ready for it. So there are many different ways when people sit in meditation, they can see, people who can see aura can see it. And but remember only and one thing, that your every thought changes how your chakra rotates, how your aura shows. So rather than focusing on your aura or chakras, focus on your thought. And if at all you have to do anything, like change your thoughts to change your reality. You have to stop grumbling, like stop cribbing, stop complaining all the time, stop constantly talking negativity, stop constantly justifying yourself. I do not know how many of you were there in yesterday's Facebook Live with Abhishek Nair, the cricketer and the coach for Kolkata team, and like many of the cricketers, that Rohit Sharma, like some of them. So, but he is a non-healer, but he has really, I think the Theta Healing Lifestyle Journal, he has imbibed it into his life. If you have not seen, please on the Facebook go and listen to his answers. Because like whoever are not aware in his life, like he went through lots of ups and downs. When he had, like when IPL started, he was one of the best cricketer and performer. But in spite of that, when his 99 matches were done, he was kicked out. And in India, the cricket being the religion, how people start, like literally, like, they make your victim abuse you. But how today, like he has mentored Dinesh Karthik, or like, so many. And like personally, I know like how he goes to the orphanage, teaches them, like his house is always full of like young kids, he's teaching them how as a person, someone can evolve. So each one of you, rather than just understanding, I want you to start, even if you pick up one point from this entire journal, and make sure that every day you are getting that into your everyday life routine. That is something which will change. Not that what I am saying, not that what you are listening. Change happens only and only when we start taking actions. So I want each one of you to please start taking actions. Life will go on happening and you will not realize how it will fly, and then still there is no change. But even if out of all the points, pick up one point, probably that resonates you the most, and just make sure that my next few months, like this is the point I will constantly question myself, and this is the point I will operate with. It can simply be the day one point that Creator loves you. So when you are sad, you just tell yourself, I know Creator loves me. Was the life, there is so much of financial problem. I know Creator loves me. Creator loves me. So everything, the minute there is a sense of somebody loving you, all the problems disappear. So whenever there is a problem, rather than, oh my God, what will happen? I know Creator loves me. So just go on affirming, I know Creator loves me. So that was your day 1.1. Is that making sense to everyone? Just write it if that resonates. Just write on a big piece of paper, on your DP, like on your WhatsApp status, on everything, like, as a reminder. Some set reminder on your phone. Creator loves you. Creator loves you. Creator loves me. Creator loves me. Just like you get up and you see it in the, like, wall, creator loves me, creator loves me. Just do that one simple thing and just see how it will transform. Because the minute I am in that energy of love, love is such a powerful energy which has the power to transform any reality. That's why when we explain in the detailing 7 planes of existence, the 6th plane are all the laws, but there is no law of love there. There is every other law of truth, law of Akashic record, law of karma, law of velocity, law of beauty, law of music, law of electricity. Like it's like law of compassion, like everything is there. There is no law of love there. Majority religious philosophies, if you will understand, only one thing they tell you. And that is also again that love is such a pure energy, such high vibration energy. You do not need to do anything there. The minute you know Creator loves me, it will transform your reality. So just probably pick up the day 1. The day 2, we spoke about we are our beliefs. So to understand that I am not wanting to continue what I believed in, because what happened to me 10 years back, it happened in that reality. I'm not living my 10 years back reality. I'm changed. Why do I hold on to those beliefs? What clothes you were wearing when you were 5 years old, are you wearing the same clothes? How much ever you loved it? None of you wear that, right? You will say, oh, but that doesn't fit me anymore. I've outgrown it. What food you prepared 2 years back, are you eating the same food? What breath you take few seconds before, are you able to hold on to it? If I drink something, will I be able to retain it permanently? Will my food remain? Nothing remains. And we know that, like while talking, I breathe in and breathe out. Why do you hold on to your beliefs? So start writing down in your journal, not what you would like to believe in. Everybody would like to believe in life is perfect. These are called affirmations. All is well. Life is beautiful. Yeah, they are real. But write down when you are angry, when you are sad, the point of vulnerability where you feel things are not in your control. What do you speak at that time? What do you genuinely believe comes at that time? Your philosophy of life, your philosophy about anything. Even if you pick up 10 points today in your diary, in your journal, and write down, what are your thought process about your mother? You may say, oh, my mother is a very loving mother. Yeah. But you know what? She doesn't understand anyone. So whenever there is a statement where you speak and then you use the word but and this, the first half doesn't have any value. Put a big cross to it. What you said afterwards, but she doesn't understand, is what you believe in. This is your limiting belief. Now, when you believe my mother doesn't understand me, obviously that vibration goes, and what comes back to you is mother definitely not understanding you. Because that's what you believe in. So she can give you only what you believe in. What is your belief system for your spouse? What is your belief system for government? How do you talk about government? How do you talk about politicians? How do you talk about the current situation? How do you talk about COVID? How do you talk about yourself? How do you talk about relationship? How do you talk about the work culture? How do you talk about money? How do you talk about health? How do you talk about different parts of your body? How do you talk about the cultural beliefs, the marriages? How do you talk about everything? We never question it, we just accept it. How do you talk about the medical systems? How do you talk about the doctors? How do you talk about the BMC? How do you talk about the cleanliness? How do you talk about the house help that you have? And that would give you all the beliefs that you carry. If I say, oh, in India, systems never work, people don't understand traffic, or you have to shout at the house help, otherwise they never listen to you. My spouse just does not understand. They're constantly focusing on work, work, work. My parents never took care of me. These are the statements which you genuinely believe in. These are, you just imagine, put that in your journal. And then you imagine a scenario that pick up one of the statements. For example, your one of the statement is, this COVID has ruined everything. It has destroyed everything. Imagine God saying Tathastu. My child, you may have it now. What can you receive? And you write down the probable chances of what can come back to you. And trust me, that's what happens in life. It takes 30 seconds, not more, 30 seconds. The thought comes into your mind and the divine says Tathastu. Because divine does not operate from the concept of good and evil. The divine is pure energy of love. If it becomes the body of judgment, it loses its characteristic element of being divine. God just loves you for who you are, what you are, how you are, without judging you as a negative person or a positive person. So what you ask, and that's why the combination, why in theta healing? Because a part of your conscious mind, the body of judgment is the part of your brain consciousness that needs to define that it doesn't work for me. That will define, oh, this belief doesn't work for me. Oh, this belief doesn't work for me because this is what I am bringing back. This belief doesn't work for me because it happened 20 years back. It happened in another lifetime. What am I carrying? Why am I holding on to? What is going to happen if I'm still holding on to my outfit when I was 1 month old, 2 month old? There will be no space in my house to keep what I want to wear now. It's the same thing for your thought process. And then you want to let go of that happily because it creates a space for new things to come in. So even if you want to just take point 2, write down this different aspect of your life. Where do you want improvement? You want it in the relationship, you want it safety, security, you want to manifest a house, finances, work. Where do you want to see the improvement? And notice, write down in the diary throughout the day, how do you speak about that? You know what, this pain in my leg is for years and I've done every possible thing, every doctor, nothing works for me. Which means your belief is nothing works for me. Would you like to continue with the same? So then you want to change it. And if you do not understand, probably if you have not learned detailing, you do not know how to frame, simply say what is the opposite of nothing works for me. What would happen if things start working? What would that give you? If your leg pain will go, if that swelling will go, what does that give you? What does that? It gives me movement because now the swelling has gone. What does that movement give you? That was your point 4, I think. What does that give you? Because that is what we call ideally digging. When I'm moving, that gives me growth, that gives me confidence. What does that give you? That makes me feel good about it. What does that give me? That makes me believe into me. What does that give me? Vibration, energy. So make an affirmation directly on that. I'm energetic. I choose to be energetic, vibrant. Your swelling will start going. Rather than saying that I have no swelling, doesn't exist, doesn't work. And we had even spoken about that our beliefs are at 4 levels. One of the level, like these are the beliefs, what we talk about is the core level. One of the belief was at the genetic level. And probably I don't think in the group anybody is ready to work on the genetic belief right now. If you have not done any one point in your life, you are not ready for that. Because the genetic belief was the point addressed to you to tell you that when you have identified at your present level, everything in life is our present. Past is already done, gone, over. Future is what we create. Oh, what will happen if this will happen? There is always probably 1% chance of that happening. Out of that, this. Let's see what is there in my present reality. So the genetic work was that if I do not, probably I'm carrying it in my genes, that belief. What are the thought processes my parents have about all these aspects in life? What have I heard my grandparents? What are their patterns? I have observed, like people have a pattern. For example, when my son came back after finishing his studies abroad, and whenever he was planning to join the family business, I remember everyone, whether I take him to his grandfather, like Dada, Nana, uncle, anyone who would come and meet him, they all would have one thing to tell him. You know what? I'm giving you one advice. When you will experience failure, you will understand success. Business ऐसे ही नहीं होता है. Downfalls आते ही है. वो downfalls ही आपको सिखाते हैं कैसे आगे जाना. And we get Theta, and I'm like, no, no. So you realize that it is so deeply ingrained into our genetic belief patterns, into our mass consciousness. Doesn't matter whether I believed into it till now, what my university taught me. Somewhere a part of my energy is very vulnerable because my other thought pattern, my belief is that I believe in them, that whatever elders give you, listen to that. It makes some sense. And then you want to listen to that. So it is interconnected. The first belief, maybe probably I'm more aware of not to let that second belief impact me, but my first belief already has created those pointers which makes me vulnerable. And without and before I can analyze, before I know, I have already picked it up. It's already a part of my energy. And then we do not know which chakra of ours we block. Because it's something somebody said, probably I didn't even pay attention to it. I just thought, okay, yeah, but I don't believe into it. But I have already taken it in. It's like I go near a factory place, I put a mask and I say, oh, I don't want to breathe in this air. I already have taken it in. I probably say, oh, I don't want this food impacted by somebody. I don't want, oh, there are so many mosquitoes. But it bites in the dengue. It's already there. So the only thing which works is your immunity. So our belief system point is very, 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 very powerful to create the emotional immunity, to create the spiritual immunity, to create the mental immunity. The reason we insist, I think one of the best creation of theta healing modality is this belief systems. There are many modalities. So theta healing teaches many, many things like, awakening the Kundalini, chakra balancing, balancing your chemicals, knowing how the whole universe functions, being able to change the genetic structure, activation of youth and vitality chromosomes, connecting to your higher self, your angel guides, clearing the energy field, how to work on MPD, coma cases, the mind body connection. Huge, like it's like if you understand what they are teaching. But the most beautiful part in our everyday life, if I feel, and very, very grateful and thankful to Vayana for creating, is this energy healing modality is so cognitive in nature because it asks you one thing: what belief of mine have created this? Once I identify that, why am I holding on to it? How does it serve me? Because we hold on to it only when it is serving us. What is the worst which will happen? Not if the negative will happen, when the positive will happen. For example, your belief regarding money is that it's very difficult to earn money. You have to work hard to earn money. So the question in theta healing, what we ask is, what is the worst which will happen to you if you have ample of money and if money comes to you easily? We do not ask. Or how did it help you by having the scarcity of money? How did it help you by having to work hard? So that point 2, point 3, point 4, like they are quite deep rooted. That is called the process of digging in theta healing. I do not want to go further. Like I want friends, have you understood this point 1, point 2? People who are logical want to start with point 2 to start because point 1 you can write. But I want you to write that in your diary. Pick up one point, one thing in life. Don't mess it up by 10 things. Just like focus, if you have written it, go through it. That what did Cesta talk about it? How did they explain us? Whether it was Sangeeta who explained, or Richa who explained, or Anushi who explained, what did they speak about it? So even if you missed it, everything is on YouTube, live for you. Go through this entire 2 weeks. See what did they explain. Listen to the downloads. None of the downloads are randomly given to you, because it comes from a complete clarity of what we are talking. So that's a part of the intellect and completely in synchronicity with the universal forces. It is not us talking at that point of time. And that's why our eyes are shut. Because we just say, God, now what you guide, I will only speak those words because I surrender. You know it the best. My limited knowledge, wisdom, understanding doesn't understand it. I do not know it. And it is simply the divine flowing through it, visualizing it, getting integrated into each one of you. So go through it, but make an effort. There is no point I will go on taking because another point, because life has so many points and we will go on doing it. But it's like I haven't understood the first topic and I'm rushing towards the second, then towards the third, then towards the fourth. So probably what we will do is that now, since our one of a very big festival of forgiveness as per the Jainism philosophy has started, and what in Jain they call Pajushan. Jainism is a religion, it's a philosophy of non-violence, highest level of compassion that it teaches you. So probably for this 1 week, we will take one point of that, because being a Jain, that is what something I would like to see it from the Theta perspective. But from there, we will again continue with our journal one point. So you all have that 1 week's time to cover up. And in that 1 week's time, I want to question, and I don't want to hear any lies in the morning itself, but I want to hear the truth that yes, it's okay. Like just make a commitment today that I will take out 10 minutes for myself. In the 10 minutes, pick up 1 point, not more. And just make an effort that this next 1 week I'm doing that and start seeing the changes. It happens very quickly. And see how it has made change. So I'm giving you all that 1 week's time. Pick up any point, like point 1, point 2, if you don't want to go further. We will do the revision, but next week we will pick up, because if at all, if there is any religious philosophy, probably what I have understood, like all religions are great, they are beautiful. But this one religion which is it teaches you only forgiveness. So some of their main points we will not be able to cover because it's vast. And I'm not even the authority for that. But what I have understood as a layman, in a layman language, from the Theta perspective of how those two philosophies match, we would like to talk about that. So we will start that from Monday. So today, I'm not going to do any downloads because I want you to take efforts. And many downloads are given to you. Thank you all for joining and requesting each one. Make a commitment before I end this meeting for today to bring that change, to change reality for yourself. When you will change reality for yourself, automatically it will impact the reality for others. And at Cesta, our dream is to see a happier world. Our mission is to globally see emotionally empowered world. And the journal is one of the steps that we took, because we realized that if people will not start changing that thought process, they will not start putting it into action. It doesn't change. People who have started, there are many of you who have started your journey with us to learn that. And I know for them it has started because Theta, I think, grills it into them when they are learning it. That's the only thing when they are learning, they are constantly doing. So everybody, by the time they finish foundation course, have the similar thought process. You heard Anushri. She started her journey very recently. You heard her. So that is the journey they have started. I can get any of our Theta student because it's being grilled into you. Why this? Then what happens? Then what? Or you heard Sanya, who's 16, who started her journey at the 8-year-old. She's an entrepreneur. Not only an entrepreneur, she's doing research work, she is doing the solar panels, she is teaching, she's studying, she's doing music, she's doing dancing, she's doing everything. A 16-year-old girl could do it. And if you remember, the only thing when she answered was that whenever there's a problem, she always asks, and she said, Sangeeta auntie, but that's what you taught me in the class. So rather than why this happened, she is like, oh, my sister did that to my shoe. How can I do it instantly? So many people must be going through it. Rather than fighting and saying, why did you do that? She developed a product which she's selling in the market globally. At the age of 13, she became an entrepreneur. So, guys, Theta is a way of living. It's simply not an energy healing modality, it's a lifestyle. It tells you start living. Theta way of living, we are teaching you. So, please start your journey. And I know each one of you will do that because with commitment, you come here, with dedication, you are here. So I know that this is just one step ahead. Put your car into the second gear and start, decide that I'm living the Theta way of living and start that. Thank you all for joining. See you all on Monday. Lots and lots of gratitude from Team Cesta. Thank you.